Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Willowville, there lived a cunning thief named Tim Wand. An ordinary thief. He didn't steal because he was hungry or poor. He stole for the thrill of it. He loved the excitement of sneaking into homes and shops, always imagining himself as a master of tricks and escape. On the other side of town, there lived Officer Ben, a kind-hearted and brave policeman. Officer Ben was known for his fairness and sharp instincts. He had a reputation for solving tricky cases. But what made him most beloved in Willowville was his big heart. He believed that everyone, even the trickiest thief, deserved a second chance. One chilly evening, the town was preparing for its annual festival. Streets were glowing with colorful lanterns, and the scent of sweet pies and popcorn filled the air. Tim, seeing all the glitter and bustle, decided this was the perfect time to make his move. His eyes sparkled as he thought about sneaking into the grand candy shop at the town square, where the shelves were lined with jars of every sweet imaginable. Tim had been watching the shop for days, studying its locks and the owner's routine. As the town gathered for the festival, he slipped through the shadows and into the back alley of the candy shop. With a quick twist of his tools, the lock clicked open. But Tim didn't know that Officer Ben, always alert, had noticed something unusual. Ben had spotted Tim lingering near the shop earlier in the week and decided to keep an eye out during the festival. When Ben saw the shadowy figure entering the candy shop, his heart sank, not because he was angry, but because he hoped Tim would make better choices. Ben quietly followed Tim inside. What he saw next surprised him. Tim wasn't rushing to grab the cash register or take all the candy. Instead, he stood frozen in front of a little shelf marked "Free Treats for Kids." On it were small bags of candy with colorful ribbons tied to each one. Tim picked up one of the bags and stared at it for a long moment. Something stirred inside him, memories of his own childhood when his family couldn't afford treats like these. For the first time, Tim felt a pang of guilt. Was he stealing because he wanted to, or was he trying to fill an empty space in his heart? Ben, watching from the shadows, decided it was time to step in. But instead of yelling or arresting Tim, Ben gently called out from behind, "Is this what you really want, Tim?" Startled, Tim turned around. At first, he thought about running, but something in Ben's voice stopped him. It wasn't anger or judgment. It was kindness. Tim hesitated, and in that moment, Ben took a step closer. Tim lowered the bag of candy and looked at Ben. For the first time in a long while, Tim didn't feel like a thief. He felt like someone who could change, someone who could be better. Ben didn't need to say much more. His calm and understanding presence was enough to make Tim realize that he was tired of his old life. The two walked out of the shop together. Ben didn't take Tim to jail that night. Instead, he invited Tim to join him at the festival. At first, Tim felt out of place, but soon he was laughing with the children, enjoying the music and tasting the candy legally. This time, over time, Tim started helping Ben with community work. He even started a little shop of his own, where he gave free treats to kids, just like the candy shelf he had seen that night. The people of Willowville slowly grew to trust Tim, and he became an important part of the town. And as for Officer Ben, he never gave up on anyone, no matter how lost they seemed. He believed that with patience, understanding, and a little bit of kindness, anyone could find their way back to the right path. Moral of the story: no one is too far gone to change. With kindness and guidance, even the trickiest thief can turn into a hero. Dear kids, did you enjoy the story of Tim and Officer Ben? Remember, making good choices and being kind can brighten anyone's day, even your own. If you loved this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more amazing adventures. See you in the next story.